Hi, it's Jan from YouMakeItSimple.com. In this beginning sewing tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a DIY basic pillowcase using a French seam and the Serger method. You'll end up with a very good quality, professional looking pillowcase. Let's go over some of the items and things that you'll need. Of course, you'll need your fabric, and you'll only need 1 yard for a standard pillowcase. I will give the measurements for a queen and a king in a PDF that you can download. You'll need some straight pins, a seam gauge, a pair of scissors, a rotary cutter, and a mat and ruler come in handy to get the edges straight, but not necessary. You'll need an iron and of course your sewing machine. Now, woven fabrics, you can use woven fabric, flannel, or even fleece, and even silky fabric to make your pillowcase. Most fabrics, woven fabrics, come on the bolt 43 or 44 inches wide. To get the width of the fabric that you want, which will be 43 inches wide, cut off a little bit from the selvage edges, which probably will only be about a ½ an inch because we've folded the fabric in half. Then you want to make sure the cut sides of the fabric are straight, because it's very likely that it was not cut straight at the fabric store when you bought it. Line up the selvaged edges with the line on your cutting mat, and then take off what you need to get that straight. Do that for both sides, cutting the length of the fabric to 36 inches. You should have a piece of fabric that measures 36 inches by 43 inches. Now here's a little tip to help you keep straight which edge is the side of the pillowcase, which would be the selvage edge. Simply take a safety pin and apply it to that edge so it's not confusing, because it's really hard to tell, and it will save you from having to remeasure if you're in doubt. The next thing we're going to do is open that up so it's really wide, and the wide end of the fabric we're going to pre-fold before we sew. I'm going to fold it over a ½ inch, measure with my seam gauge, and do that all the way across. And then we'll fold it up 4 inches and press. And this method might be just a little bit different than you're used to. We're going to bring the wrong sides of the fabric together first. I'm going to leave the ends folded down, and we'll just be sewing down the edge and down the bottom with a 1/4 inch seam first. I'm just going to pin that in a few places. Now if you want to add a cute tag in the side of the seam, this is the time to do it. Take your tag. This is a tag that I fold, and it just sticks out of the seam. This is just a kind of a fun way to embellish if you want to. I want that to be down close to the bottom of that cuff. So this is the fold of the cuff, the fold of the hem, and I'm just going to pull that out. So that's just in the seam about that much. This will all make sense in just a minute here. The first pass, remember, is just going to be in a 1/4 inch seam. Now that I've sewn that 1/4 inch seam, I'm going to turn the wrong side out. Give it a shake. And I like to use these little bamboo turning sticks to poke out the corners. Give it a shake and just take your fingers and roll it so to make sure that the seam is all the way to the edge, and then give it a good press. we'll just go back to the machine and do that same thing along the top and along the side, now with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Just a little bit bigger. So I just want you to see what that looks like. All those raw edges are enclosed inside. Here's my tag. Now we'll turn it right side out again and give it another press. Give it a good shake. So look how nice that edge is. You can already see that if we did not do a finish seam, whether it's with a serger or a zigzag stitch after you made your stitch, look how much it's already even starting to fray just by working with it a little bit. And you don't want to have that happen with the finished product, especially after you wash it. We've pre-pressed that bottom edge with a 1/2 inch. Now just fold that other 4 inches up and just pin it in place. So now we're going to just top stitch along the edge of this 4-inch cuff. And to make that easier, I'm going to apply my edge foot, and it's the one that has the fin down the center, and that will just guide the fabric really straight and make it so that we can sew really close to the edge. So I'll just put that on, align that fin with the edge of the fold, bring my presser foot down, turn your hand wheel towards you and bring the needle down so that you can check and see where that needle position is going to be on the fabric. You may need to adjust the needle position left or right, and I had to do that just a little bit to the right. I'm going to backstitch at the beginning and hold my top needle thread for the first couple stitches so I don't get the needle thread nesting on the bottom, on the underside. You get back to where you started, backstitch, and clip your threads. See, look how nicely that guided my stitch right along that edge. And then it has a straight stitch on the other side. You could add trim along the top stitching seam. Wouldn't this green piece of rickrack be cute? So wasn't that a quick, simple project? Something very doable and a very nice finish. Let's go over how to make a pillowcase using a serger. If you're worried about the fabric shrinking, which this cotton flannel most likely will, I have pre-washed it and cut it to a 43 by 40 inch rectangle to make a queen size pillowcase. The method is going to be just a little bit different since we aren't using a French seam. Instead of bringing the wrong sides together to start with, we're going to bring the right sides together. We'll start by folding the bottom edge cuff again and pressing it, just pre-pressing it at a 1/2 inch first, and then fold it another 4 inches and press. open that up and just leave the 1/2 inch folded, and we're going to bring the right sides together. So this is a little bit different than the previous method with the French seams, where we brought the wrong sides together first. So just line up the edges and make sure it hangs nice and there's no twisting going on. There's nothing worse than to have a pillowcase that is kind of twisted. You probably know what I'm talking about. So make sure it's laying flat and the edges are together. And put a few pins in. Now I'm going to teach you a tip and a trick to get a nice close corner stitch with the serger without leaving those tails at the end, which I used to do for the longest time until I learned this, and it really makes a nice corner stitching with the serger. So the seam allowance for this, we're going to just do a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And so I'm going to come down to this edge and cut down just about 1.5 inches or so, that 1/2 inch seam allowance, so that when I come to the corner, I can flip it, and I'll show you how that works in just a minute. So I'm going to pre-cut that corner that we're going to be sewing with the serger. So to sew down the side, I'm going to open up my folds that I just made flat to sew the seam, and then we'll pull them back up. So I could have pre-folded and top stitched this pillowcase and then just sewn the side seam all the way to the end of the fold, but I don't like how that looks. It's not as finished, and if you buy pillowcases from the store, the better quality pillowcases will have the seam, the side seam, enclosed in the fold. See that? How you can't see that there's the serge. They've serged it, but they have enclosed that by folding it after they sew the side seam. Where with this pillowcase, which is how you'll mostly see them, they just serge all the way to the edge. And then you have these little strings, and it just doesn't look as finished, does it? As having that seam enclosed in the fold. That's why I love making my own pillowcases, and as you can see, the nicer quality pillowcases from the store will use that same method. So that's what we'll do here. Take your pillowcase, now that you've sewn the side seams, turn it inside out, and we have pre-folded and pressed, which makes this process a lot easier. I'm just going to fold that and pin it in place. You can press it again if you feel like you need to, especially around that seam area. We'll take it to the sewing machine and top stitch using that same foot that we used on the other pillowcase to help us guide. So I'm using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and this will trim off as I sew. When I come to the edge of the fabric, so sew all the way down just before the edge of the fabric, and take your hand wheel and turn the needle, or turn the hand wheel towards you a few times till the needle stitches one stitch on the outside of the fabric, and then continue to turn the hand wheel until the needle position is all the way up, and then lift up the presser foot. There are these two little hooks that the thread wraps around, and we're just going to pull the fabric back just a little bit so it comes off of those little prongs, and then we're going to flip the fabric around and place it back underneath the presser foot with the edge of the fabric on the edge of the cutting blade and right at the edge of the fabric. So does that make sense? So that the needle is right on the edge and the fabric is right on the edge, and then we'll put the presser foot back down. Sometimes you have to just kind of wiggle it a little bit to get the fabric flat, and then bring your presser foot back down, and we'll just start sewing. And it's already cut. Otherwise this, if you didn't pre-cut this, it would all be bunched up in there and it would be hard to get that straight and right angle. Pretty cool. Just continue. Now when you come to the edge, since this is on the fold, I don't like to leave a tail of the threads. And so what I'll do is just sew to the edge, turn your hand wheel again, one stitch off till the needle position is up, lift up the presser foot, and I'm going to flip the fabric over, and we're going to retrace our stitches. Bring the fabric back underneath to the edge, right underneath where the needle is. Bring your presser foot back down, and we're just going to back trace the stitches and then sew off. So then I can clip my thread here. That's just a nice finished edge instead of having that tail there. And then you'll just top stitch just like we did with the other pillowcase. To add a cute little tag, if you wanted to add that, you would just do it like I showed you previously in the tutorial. You would put that in your first seam, right down towards that middle part of the cuff. There you have it, a nice quality cozy pillowcase. I'm going to make another one for a set. You have your French seams, your serger seams, both real easy. Hope this was helpful. Get your flannel pieces out, your cotton pieces out, and make some pillowcases. If you like my content, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and be sure to leave a comment if you have a question or concern in the comment section below. If you want to check out my other DIY projects and get my patterns, go to my website, youmakeitsimple.com. Have a wonderful day, have fun sewing. We'll see you in the next tutorial.